Hi, this is David from Dyson Bikes, and in this short video we'll show you how easy it is to fit a cane basket to one of our bikes. Okay, the first thing we need to do to fit the basket is just remove this bolt that lives here that holds on the mudguard. That's going to help hold on our bracket for the bottom of the basket. Okay, so now we're going to fit the bracket here. This just helps hold the basket up and stops it hitting these cables. So we'll just take there's normally a reflector that's there. We won't be fitting that back on again. So we'll just take this bolt. The best thing to do is slide that in there first. Slide that bolt through. Reattach the mudguard at the back and the little lock nut back on. You'll need a 10mm spanner or an adjustable spanner and an Allen key just to do that up. Do that up firmly, just making sure you've got the mudguard in the center and fitting nicely back in around the wheel. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've got this bracket in the right spot. So we just want to make sure that's tight and everything's nice and in the middle. You've got a nice gap and that mudguard's on evenly. So there we go. So the bottom of the basket will sit on that and just keep that nice and firm. Okay, so we've mounted up our bracket here. You can see it should be nice and level. And our next step is we're ready to put the basket on the bike. So here's our basket here. We've undone the straps ready to pop on the bike. And what you want to do is just make sure all these cables are going to be able to move. So we're putting the straps on either side of the headstand and just tightening them up. Don't worry about doing them too tight for now. We'll just have them loose so it doesn't move too far, but gives us enough adjustment to pop the bolts in the bottom. So in the next step we'll show you how to bolt the basket onto the bracket. Okay, so you can see here with a lot of the basket there's a cane that runs down the middle, so you'll find that the holes in the bracket are offset to one side a little bit. I find to get the screw through, you'll need to just separate the cane a little bit with a little small screwdriver or something similar. So once they're, pop that through from underneath so you can get the right spot. Yep, so that's about right there. Then put the big flat washer on the top and pop that through. A little bit of wriggling around here. Okay, and then pop the nut on the other side and just get that roughly in the right spot. Then take the time just to have a quick look and make sure that looks like everything's mounting up correctly and looks nice and straight and square. And then you can go ahead and fit the other one. Okay, so here's a look at the underside of the bracket. So you can see this is how it should look with the bracket mounted here to the top of the fork. It's worth noting that this bracket's only good for a fixed fork. It can't be used on a suspension fork. And here you can see how it's mounted up with the little lock nuts. Just make sure they're done up nice and tightly. Okay, so once your basket's mounted up, just make sure that you can do these straps up a little bit more now, but leave them loose enough so all these cables can run freely through here and they're not going to get bent or scrunched when the basket's in use. Don't overload the basket, probably only 3 to 5 kilos at the most. Because that weight's attached to the handlebars, it will want to steer the bike a little bit with that weight in there, so just be conscious of not putting too much weight in the bike there. But pretty much that's it, ready to go. If you have any other questions about mounting your basket up, please feel free to get in touch. Thanks for watching.